Hello, and thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of the program. Sport Pizza, of course, is the biggest, the boldest, and where you get the absolute best in the ever exciting world of sports. My name is Brownson, Unwana, your host, and lots of things to talk about. Now, as we gradually count down to the African Cup of Nations, maybe we should say Christmas, because Christmas is just a few days away. Of course, we'll be here to give you all the fun, what you need to know in sports, what you need to know in sports. And of course, last weekend, lots of exciting things happened in football from the English Premier League, where Chelsea slipped and of course lost the chance of staying top in the English Premier League. Now it's occupied by Manchester City, climbing top of the league for the first time this season. Liverpool were this close to dropping points, but of course, Origi, the Superman, came in and of course got all the important win for them. Now, big things happening in Spain. Lots of talking point there. It looks like it will be the 3 or 4 horse race this season. But in Serie A, it's not looking very good for Napoli, who started very well. But since the injury of our own striker, Victor Osimhen, looks like things has gone from bad to worse for that team. AC Milan looking much likely to clinch or to end the season or to end the year on top of the table. But is that enough to win them the title? Let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll be unleashing more information to you on the show. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, my strike partner, Olakunle Philip, joins me at this time. Kunle, good to have you on the program.
Yeah, great to be here, Brownson. Top of the day to you. It's great to be here to talk sport. A lot of talking points that we have to talk about today. And of course, I can't wait for it to start.
Now, talking about talking points, let's take you straight to Road to Costa Rica 2022. Falconets went all the way to take on Congo, and that clash was fantastic, as expected in the World Cup qualifiers for the Under-20 ladies. Of course, they went out far away from home and got an all-important 4-0 victory. And I mean, what a way. It makes it look like the game at home, Kunle, might just be a formality for the ladies.
Yeah, what else do you expect from the Falconet other than to get to go out there against Congo and whitewash them, which they did with so much ease. The players living up to billing. And you know, when you talk about look at the pedigree of Nigeria when it comes to female football, you want to say that we are hard not to crack. You know, when you talk about Nigeria playing against other teams, remember that we've been to the final of the Under-20 Women's World Cup in the time past on 2 different occasions. That was what, in a particular one, brought about the emergence of players like Azisa Toshola and others. So, in the last few competitions, we've been found wanting. I think that by virtue of the fact that our national team doesn't seem to be doing well right now, most of these age-weight competitions really at the main tournament, we're able to discover players who eventually gets to play for the national team. And in the last few tournaments, it has not been the same. So we hope that the girls will continue. Waiting for 0 is a good one. Then it's important not to take their foot off the gas pedal. They have to ensure that they win that one. And of course, qualify for the next round.
Let's see how well that goes. And let's hope that qualifying for the next round will be as easy as we assuming. I mean, football could be magical. Who says Congo can come here and give us 5-0? Well, I think our girls are strong enough to make that other game a formality as far as this qualifying series is concerned. Now, from one World Cup to the other, let's take you straight to the World Cup that will be coming up in Qatar 2022. Now, one team is still crying foul. That's the Bafana of South Africa. Now, their last group game against Ghana, there were a lot of controversy. Now, after that controversy was trending, I went back, I watched the highlights, and I saw the incident that happened in that game involving, what's this Leicester City player again?
Daniel Amate.
Daniel Amate was involved in that, and I mean, for some reasons, I don't know what brought him down, but the referee thought that was a penalty. Now, the Bafana FA went on to appeal that game and asked that game be replayed, or that penalty, or somehow, but I think overall they were asking for that game to be replayed because of the level of the penalty that they saw. Now, that did not happen. After they appealed, FIFA found nothing wrong with it. Now, I read a report sometime last week that there were a match fixing allegation in that game. Don't forget, Ghana needed to win that game to qualify. South Africa needed a draw to qualify. Now, as at Thursday before the weekend of that game, we heard there was a betting on that game, Ghana winning that game with a goal to nil, and that was exactly what happened. So I think South Africa, they've taken a step further. They've showed that if you are for now, because justice has not been served, it will discourage some other countries who have been disenfranchised by some of this referee to get fair results.
Brownson, when I looked at that penalty call from the beginning, I was shocked that the Senegalese referee was going to give that. Was such feeble, there was
no contact at all.
No, there was a contact. It was very minimal. He had his hand at the back of Amate, but that wasn't a penalty. I said it over and over again. That wasn't a penalty. Ghana had a very good chance of winning that game. They had their chances and they squandered it. That is not. It does not concern anyone because they had their destiny in their hands. And the penalty we're talking about is not justified. And I felt that by some couple of few days ago we heard that the referee who officiated that game had been given a ban. Fantastic. Yes. What was expected to follow? We're expecting that game will be replayed.
Yes.
Because if this happens and it goes scot-free, the Ghanaians, the game is not replayed. It's not the fault of the Ghanaians.
Sorry, I want to even ask you if the referee has been banned from officiating game in Africa, on what ground is FIFA saying that game will not be replayed?
That's the question.
Because if they're saying
that
this
is
guy
the question we're asking.
Fair foul.
Some couple of years ago, South Africa and Senegal played, and there was some questionable officiating in that game. And FIFA came out and suspended the referee who officiated that game and asked that the game would be played. Senegal, I think South Africa won the game 2-1. But when the reverse fixture was, the game was replayed in a neutral ground. That's one of the punishments that was meted out to South Africa because the game was played in South Africa. At the end of the game, Senegal, the Teranga Lions, won that game by 2-0. That was very justified. We all cried foul when we saw the officiating in that game then. And that is why we're crying foul that the South Africans deserve better. Because if the Cameroonians, the Ghanaians have won that game fair and square, then we would have been saying, or probably they score more goals. We would have, but that was the only goal
of the match.
And the goal was highly questionable. I don't understand the area the FIFA are coming out. They are looking at things from, because if this happens, you suspend the referee. Probably the bribery allegation we are hearing. If they pour out more money to him, then it wouldn't be a big deal for the referee. And of course, this will not act as a deterrent for other national teams or other referees who has done such. Because if the game will not be replayed, if FIFA are saying that game will not be replayed, then the South Africans will feel bad about it because it is injustice on the part of FIFA. Because such has happened in the past, and the South Africans were told that the game will be replayed, and they lost their spot by virtue of the replay of that game. So I think that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. This game should be replayed so that the South Africans will know that the Ghanaians defeated them fair and square.
Yeah,
but this will go. It's causing a lot of antipathy between the teaming fans of Ghana and that of South Africa. Even the officials, the FAs, they are having war of words over this. So I think FIFA will do themselves really good if this game is played, because there's still time. We still have the time. Even when you listen to some of the Ghanaians official players, ex-internationals, Baby Jet talking about their legend Samoa Gyan came out to say he was the referee, he wouldn't have given such penalty. That was too soft. It was too feeble. Same with some of those top players. Even some referees from Ghana came out to say that penalty call should not have been given, because it was too soft and it shouldn't have been a penalty.
And then for me, Kule, it's not just about the penalty play or replay. It's about, and it's really also not about the 12 players on the pitch or the 11 player. It's about the nation, the entire nation, the entire South African Republic will be suffering from mistake of one referee. And for me, I feel very disappointed that FIFA has to dismiss this appeal, and I hope that South Africa will take it a step further by appealing to the
Court of Arbitration for
Court of
Sports.
Arbitration for Sport. They should look into it, and of course, justice should be served. I'd rather the game is replayed and South Africa lost fair and square than for Ghana to qualify with that level of qualification. I think it's totally unacceptable. Now let's take it straight to what's happening in England. Big things happening, and for Chelsea last weekend they slipped. And this weekend they'll be looking for a redemption call in the English Premier League. But before we look at what will be happening this weekend, now what happened to Chelsea? West Ham, I mean, if you underrate West Ham this season at your own risk, West Ham has beaten big top guns this season. And for most Chelsea fans, they thought they were, is it not our London boys who beat them and all of that? And of course, first half they got the goal and they equalized 2-1. They went to the break. Second half, West Ham came blazing. And of course, they won that game in grand style.
Yeah, kudos to the manager in charge of the team, talking about David Moyes. I think that he's back to the English Premier League with a bang, and he's trying to prove to everyone who cares to listen right now that he's ripe enough for any position, any club in England. Remember when he was saddled with the responsibility of leading Manchester United?
He said he wasn't an A+ coach.
He wasn't. So right now he's trying to prove to everyone who cares to listen that he's got what it takes to rule England. And if care is not taken, West Ham United, with the manner they are playing right now, they are the most difficult team to play against outside of those top 6 teams we have in the English Premier League, and they've been dispatching their opponent with it. When you beat a team like Manchester City, you beat a team like Manchester United, you beat a team like Chelsea, you know it's always very difficult to beat all of these teams, and you are able to navigate your way against them. And tactically, they've been at their best. And when you look at their play, they've been very disciplined. From the defense to the attack, they've been highly disciplined. Those are the kind of teams you expect from a top team who is gunning for a major title. So I feel that they really have what it takes to compete
at least Champions League sports.
At least Champions League sports, if they are not, if they don't take their feet of the gas pedal. I remember how Leicester were able to do it at some point, a couple of years ago,
That's
when they shocked 2016, when they shocked everyone to lift the English Premier League. But for that particular sport, I think they are still going to relieve where the Arsenal will still displace them to that.
Which of the Arsenal?
Arsenal Football Club of London.
All right, let's see how that goes. Now, this weekend, big games will be happening. But before we look at this weekend again, Manchester United under their new manager, we saw some glimpse of hope. Yeah. For me, I think personally, I love the way they move the ball around, create some, and then the high line was really high. You see the defense were just at the middle of the pack, pushing these other guys back to their own half. I think that if you want to score goal, but maybe some creative spark, because Ronaldo, there was no really true ball to Ronaldo in the up front.
Brownson, if Crystal Palace had taken their chances in the early minutes of that game, probably it would have been very difficult, extremely difficult for Manchester United to come back. Beautiful display. They were tossing the ball around, and the manner in which that goal was also scored in by
Fred. Fantastic goal.
Fantastic goal, and the celebration was absolutely breathtaking. I love the whole atmosphere. One thing I like about the new coach is the fact that he's been saying it before now, that he does not like the way Manchester United concede goals, that it's difficult for them to keep clean sheets, and that's one of the things that is coming to correct. So right now he has started on a high-flying note. The first game, first win, it does not matter if they didn't score a lot of goals. What is most important is the way they played and the manner in which they won. 3 points in their kitty, and is a good one for them. Let's wait to see how things. But Brownson, if you ask me, I think that Carrick, the manner in which Carrick played the last 2 games, for me, I loved it more. Though I've not seen. And
Carrick was even missing on the bench. We saw more of Fletcher.
Yeah, no, Carrick has left. He has told the authorities that he wants to take another managerial job. Even the coach called him and spoke with him extensively, but he came out to say that his mind is made up, and of course he's ready to take up new challenges.
I mean,
with
what have we said? The guy is unbeaten.
Yes, he defeated us now by 3 goals to 2. So he's got a lot to offer.
In world football right now, Carrick remains the unbeaten coach. I stand to be corrected. I mean,
You're right.
I stand
Absolutely
to,
right.
in football history, Carrick is the only manager that is yet to test the feet.
Yes, someone is always, you thank God you are giving accolades to Carrick.
Yes.
Someone is losing right, left, and center in Spain. I hope we come back to Spain and of course talk about that coach who is being beaten 3-0, who is being beaten by.
Okay, it's good you said Spain. When we get to Spain,
No. I made a mistake. Italy. I'm talking about.
Let's
Italy.
take a very quick break right now. When we come back, more stories to come. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now let's quickly run you through some fixtures to come up or to expect this weekend in the English Premier League. Now on Friday we'll see Brentford take on Watford, and of course Manchester City, who are in fine form right now. Their first 9 working perfectly well so far for them this season. Will be taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Chelsea will be hoping to seek a redemption call when they take on Leeds United. Leeds, by the way, last weekend got a 2-2 draw. Bamford, who has been out injured for a very long time, came back and of course salvaged that draw for them. The celebration was out of this world. Yeah, you can look for the highlights later and watch. Liverpool will be taking Aston Villa. Something special about this game is the fact that Steven Gerrard, the coach of Aston Villa, will be returning back to his former club, talking about Liverpool when they meet this weekend. Arsenal, Southampton, Norwich take on Manchester United. Burnley, West Ham United, and Leicester City will take on Newcastle, who finally got their first win of the season last weekend. Brighton will take on Tottenham, who are in fine form. The 3-4-3 formation of Conte, works magic in every team he has coached. We've seen how Tottenham is beginning to adapt. Last weekend, they were 3-0 better than their opponent. Let's see how well they hold it away from home against Brighton. And of course, last but not the least, for this weekend, we'll see Crystal Palace take on Everton. Now let's move away from England right now and go to, maybe we should go to Italy so that Kule can express itself. We see Napoli have lost back-to-back games and they've dropped points. AC Milan looking to have gotten back their confidence, but not leaving anything away from the fact that the title is still keenly contested, that Inter Milan are still on scoring form, red hot alert on that. Now, the game that this guy wants to talk about, this gentleman here, he wants to talk about Roma. Jose Mourinho, not in fine form. He has also lost back-to-back games, same as Napoli. I don't know, what's the big deal? What's the big deal, Kule?
Yeah, Roma, they did well against Inter Milan. They lost by 3-0, and the result has not been so good for them. In the last 3 games, they've been struggling, and it's not the Mourinho style. The manner in which they started for me was very good, but gradually they are beginning to drop down the ladder. You agree with me that Inter Milan is not is a big team. They are ascendancy right now after beating Napoli, wrapping it up with another win again against Roma this week. This is the first time that any team coached by Mourinho will be down by 3-0 in the first half. I'm suggesting that when I told you that Mourinho, you told me Mourinho was coming to win probably some kind of trophies for Roma in the Italian Serie A. But from the look of things, I tell you, I don't know if it's the right word. Mourinho looks like a spent force to me. Okay. But what do you say about?
Now, also, I'll just to let you know that when Mourinho was employed by Roma, the owners made it very clear that they know that they can't win anything in the first season, because they know that investment and things. So Mourinho is not for Roma.
Looking at winning something.
Wait. Just so you can. It's there online. You can go there and read about it. Okay. Mourinho is not a quick fix, just like he has been in other clubs he's gone to. They want a team that can stabilize the team, and they're looking at a long term with Jose Mourinho. And Mourinho, before he picked the job, looked at the fact that this quality of players cannot give him that kind of quick success. So don't forget. Let me ask you.
He was.
Let me ask you. How many players?
We talked about this when Mourinho was with Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay.
Yes, you said the same thing. Mourinho stabilizes the team and all of that, and at the end, he left Tottenham with absolutely nothing. How many
players did he sign?
No. We are not concerned about you.
No, I've seen any team. Could be very fair.
Any club.
Be very fair.
Brownson.
Be very fair.
Mourinho, definitely. Are you trying to tell me that Mourinho is in the level of coaches like probably David Moyes, Mikel Arteta, because these are coaches that have not really won silverware. But a coach in the class of Pep Guardiola, a coach in the class of let me see one other, Ancelotti, Zinedine Zidane. These are top coaches in the world.
So you shouldn't have gone to Roma. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
if you can't win silverware, why go to Tottenham? Why go to Roma? So I think these are things that will count for you. That will count against you in the future.
This is his first season, and for a top manager to go to a club like Roma and Tottenham, I want to give them kudos because it takes coaches with big hearts to
when coaches like Pep Guardiola keeps winning silverware. Pep Guardiola keeps winning silverware.
Pep Guardiola has spent £1 billion plus pounds.
Let Mourinho to go to the club that will spend £1 billion pounds. Let Mourinho to go to the club.
So let's leave it like that. Fixtures for this weekend in Serie A. We have Genoa will take on Sampdoria on Friday, and of course Fiorentina will take on Salernitana. That game is on Saturday. Venezia will take on Juventus. Juventus, for me, they've been struggling. So this kind of game, you cannot say Juve would win this one. Venezia not doing very well, but Juve not even doing well after all. Udinese will take on AC Milan. That's away from home for AC Milan. Torino Bologna is going to be a very cracking game. And of course, Verona will take on Atalanta, who is scoring for fun right now. And of course, we also have Sassuolo will take on Lazio. Lazio, for me, a coach that has the former coach of Chelsea, who Chelsea fans widely criticize, is gone to Lazio. He's not doing well either. But of course, let's see how well they'll finish the season. Napoli will hope to get a redemption call after they suffered 2 consecutive defeats, and no thanks to injury to some of their top players, but we hope that they can get back their title-chasing campaign online. Inter Milan against Cagliari, and of course, Roma, Jose Mourinho will be taking on Spezia. That game will be coming up next Sunday. This Sunday. Now let's move straight to Spain as we gradually wind down the show. Xavi Hernandez last weekend finally suffered his first loss of the season, and it looks like reality of being a coach is gradually setting on him. He came up with so much expectations, but so far I don't think he's done so well. We've seen Barcelona coming out a little more adventurous, passing the ball, the tiki-taka football that they love to play. One couple of games, maybe not very convincing, but finally they've lost. Yeah,
a disappointing one for them at the Camp Nou. Losing by a goal to nothing at home was a bit disappointing. Like you said, we are beginning to see the La Masia kind of style coming back. The tiki-taka, the passing of the balls around, the tossing of the ball around, those styles that we've seen back in the days of Xavi Hernandez himself. So yes, the first 2 games, though for me, has not been convincing, but it doesn't matter whether you score a lot of goals, it doesn't matter how you play the game. The most important thing is the 3 maximum points which he was able to amass in his first 2 games. But of course, this loss will bring him back to life, to make him understand the fact that he has a lot to do with the team. And we hope that the management will be patient with him, because I think he's trying to build he's trying to build a team, a champion team for the future, because for me, Barcelona has not been at their best in the last 2 seasons. So they need to give him time to really get to work, and of course, let's see how results will come, and of course, things will pan out. That's it. Let's see how results will turn out. On that note, Kule, thank you very much for coming on the show today. Yeah, always my pleasure to be here. All right. Yes, with that, the wrap on our show today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Now, if you're not following us on all our social media platforms, what are you waiting for? Now, that's it right there on your screen. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram, like, and of course, follow us. We'll be so glad to hear from you. You can also drop comments. Now, you can also go to YouTube, type Sport Pizza on YouTube. Of course, you can watch previous episode and also drop comments on the comment section. My name is Brownson, Unwana. On behalf of our production crew, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.